If you're having to install quarter round along your baseboard anytime in the near future, get yourself a pair of these. I bought them from Amazon for about $13. They are called miter shears. So it really saved me from having to go outside and make my cuts. I was able to just do it right in place. All you have to do is turn the dial to the degree that you're wanting to make the cut, whether it's a 90-degree angle, 45, set your piece of quarter round right up there against it as if this is the floor and then this is the baseboard. Get the angle that you need and you just simply make the cut. It makes it so much easier. You can just do it right in place and definitely saved me a lot of time. Okay, so ideally you wouldn't have this gap that's in between your baseboard and your floor. Either you've left the baseboard up high enough to slide the floor underneath, or you've done the baseboard afterwards. However, sometimes you're in a situation like me where the flooring was done, you already had decent baseboard here, so there was no point in removing them. And so now I'm having to install quarter round to cover that little gap. I bought these from Amazon, which makes it so much easier to install. And the quarter round that I like to use is a PVC quarter round. And this makes it so I can cut it right inside of the house. I'm not having to bring this back and forth to my miter saw. Just makes it super easy. So what I'm going to do is if I have a wall that the length is longer than my piece here, I'm going to make a 45-degree angle on both pieces so that they butt up, and then that way there's not a joint where the seam can crack or anything. Also in my corner over here, it's a 90-degree angle, so I'm gonna make a 45-degree on this end over here, so that way the next one can also butt right up into that. These make it so much easier. I'm first gonna measure the length that I need this to be, and so what I'm going to do is just kind of put this against the wall here. I know that the flat part goes against the baseboard and the other flat part goes right against the floor. So just to kind of remind myself here, I'm gonna put just a mark of where I would want the 45-degree angle and which direction to go. That just kind of helps me along the way. Then I'm gonna go bring this over here to this other piece that's right here and kind of mark again where that is there. And on here again, I'm gonna just go ahead and mark that direction that I want it to go, just to kind of make sure and remind myself that that's where I want the cut. So now I like to hold these kind of where the wall would be. It just kind of helps me, but if you've marked this, you're able to see. You're gonna turn this to 45-degree angle most of the time. There's also 90, you can even do like 60-degree, just kind of whatever you're looking for. So in this case here, if I were to cut this, I know that I would make the direction the wrong direction. So I'm needing to turn this super simple. And sorry, I'm trying to do it backwards so to kind of just show you a little bit easier, but I'm just gonna go right there at the corner and these just easily just cut it. So that's already ready for me to install over here. Now I'm gonna go over to here where my actual marking was, where this last piece was. And because now if I have it like this here, I don't have to remind myself, I already know, okay, that's the wrong direction. So I need to go ahead and turn this to the correct direction. I'm just turning this to a 45-degree angle. I want to line this up directly to where I had the line of where the last piece was. I'm going to hold that up against there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and make the cut. So now it should be where it fits in. You might have to do a little bit of tweaking, but for the most part, it'll fit in. You want to make sure that if you have that gap there, you clean it out. I just took my shop back and kind of sucked up anything that had gotten kind of mixed in there. But you're going to have that piece there, and this one here goes directly across there. So now you can see that the line won't actually crack straight. It'll actually kind of help prevent that from cracking a little bit. And to attach this to the baseboard, I'm just using my brad nailer. You can use a pin nailer if you have that as well. I just have my cordless brad nailer. And I'm just going to put a few brad nails right into the actual baseboard. I'm not going down into the floor. I have a floating floor, so I don't want to prevent that from being able to move if needed. So I'm going to start down here with this and make this look decent. So just put that right up there. And just every so often, I'm just going to kind of put a brad nail right into there. I like to wait for this last one just until I have this other piece here, and that way in case I need to move it around or anything. But now that's completely done. I didn't have to take the quarter round outside to cut it with my miter saw or anything like that. You're just completely using this to cut everything. Makes it super easy. I'll link these in my Amazon shop for you. long piece here, I'm saving this piece that I had just cut off of this one here just for another side, but I want to go ahead and use another long piece as much as I can. So again, I'm just going to put this up against here. I know that my corners are going to be 45. So again, I just like to visually just put that on there so that when I'm cutting it, I don't second guess myself. And then I know this side over here is going to do the same thing because I want it to butt up against my new piece. So I'm just going to cut that again at a 45. There. Now whatever you cut on this angle here, make sure to cut at the same angle on here. Hold it the exact way you held it before. So now that meets up right there in the corner absolutely perfectly. Also down here at this end here, I'm holding it like I would on the against the wall and the baseboard. I'm going to be now adjusting this so that instead of 45 degree that way, I'm just going to turn this, set it there, and there, and then I'm just gonna, again, just cut it, and it's done. So much easier than going outside and, to the miter saw back and forth and doing it. So, and then I'm just gonna set this up like so, make sure it's nice and tight over there in your corner. Use the brad nailer and go ahead and just pop some brad nails into the actual baseboard. So here's what the tool kind of looks like. It has it where you can keep it closed so it's safety. You also can just open it here. And then here's where you see the different numbers here. So you have 45 degrees, 60, 75, 90, 105, 120, and 135. So most of the time you're going to be at a 90, a straight cut, or you're going to be at a 45 degree angle. When you do that, you're just going to sit the actual flat part of your quarter round. There's two flat parts and then one curve. You're gonna sit one of the flat parts against the actual base here, and you're gonna sit one of them back here against the wall. So it's gonna sit just like that, and then you can just nicely go ahead and pop that. Gives you a nice clean cut every single time. Also, make sure you're holding this the right way, so against the wall is actually what's against your wall, and this would be against your floor. So make sure you're holding it the right way, or you might cut it at a different angle. But it's so easy, you can kind of just play around with it until you figure it out yourself. So much easier than running back and forth and trying to do your cuts with the miter saw. So if it's an inside wall, like over there, you're gonna cut this at a 45 degree angle where the back is longer than your front. Once I have that, I just go in through and just spackle all the little brad nail holes and also that joint that's in the middle there.